in the name of Tess White is yes 47, no 64. There were no abstentions. The amendment is therefore not agreed. Point of order, Douglas Ross.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Parliament has just decided, we assume with the votes of SNP and Green members, not to allow a statement on this crucial issue. Parliament has just decided that. Well,
let us hear Mr Ross.
SNP
Do continue.
members seem to think this is funny. I actually think this is serious for Parliament to be able to address an issue that is both topical and urgent. And I use those words, Presiding Officer, because topical questions, urgent questions and First Minister's questions have been submitted to you, of which none were selected. And I know it is frowned upon for members to challenge the ruling of the Chair. But given the decision that Parliament has just taken that the Government will not allow a statement on this issue, and you as Presiding Officer will not select questions on this issue, when can the Scottish Parliament and members of this Parliament debate this important issue? And can you also advise that there is an opportunity for Parliament to sit longer tonight? Because the SNP Minister, in refusing this statement from the Conservatives, one of the three reasons he gave was because Parliament is already sitting until 5:15 tonight. Is it really the decision of this Parliament that we can't sit until 6 o'clock, perhaps, to debate this issue and to get a response from ministers? And on the point of sub judice, could you also give advice on that? Because the question that I submitted on this issue this week, as both a topical and a First Minister's question, was to get advice and guidance for all NHS boards across Scotland, not just NHS Fife. And surely it is not right for constituents of all of these health boards to have to wait until potentially after July for this employment tribunal to reconvene before they get the answer from government ministers in this Parliament.
Thank you. I would say that in line with long-standing convention and in common with my predecessors, I do not give reasons for selection decisions. I consider each question lodged carefully and in line with published criteria. There are many important questions submitted each week. I do not expect challenges to my authority where a member is not selected on a specific item of business, and as Mr Ross pointed out, members have opportunities throughout the week to raise this issue. Mr Ross, I will ask you to stop speaking from your seat in that manner. You are an experienced member of this Parliament, and I am sure you are wholly aware of the opportunities that are available to you. Further to that point of order, Mr Ross, I have nothing else to add, so please do not repeat what you have said previously.
To my previous point of order, Presiding Officer, you offered opportunities throughout this week for members to raise those questions. Could you advise what those opportunities are? Because you've refused them all.
Mr Ross, I have explained the situation quite clearly. I am not sitting here explaining matters that you understand wholly thoroughly. You are very well aware of the opportunities that exist to all members to raise this issue, and that is the case this week, as with any other. Stephen, point of order, Mr Kerr.
Officer, in connection with Rule 13, 13.4, 13.6b and Rule 5.4, can I ask you, Presiding Officer, for your guidance in relation to a significant matter of public interest, which is now being reported out with this Parliament, and that is the reason that's being given, or floated, I would suggest, as to the reason why the issue that Tess White raised and Douglas Ross has raised is not being discussed in this Parliament this week, as per the business papers, and that is that the issue concerned is described as sub judice. But in fact, would you agree, Presiding Officer, that employment tribunals in Scotland are not subject to sub judice, and therefore would you care to clear the matter up, because the media speculation may be misrepresenting what is happening inside this Parliament. And I think it's very important that people of Scotland know, because this is a big issue outside of this Parliament as well as inside the Parliament. The people of Scotland need to know I think that this is not the reason specifically, because it's not a matter that is sub judice.
Mr Kerr, I can confirm that I have not ruled that this matter is sub judice. We will now continue with our item of business. The next question